let's see here. So you have this King of Pentacles, and you have patience, and you have calling in your soulmate. And give me a second. If it's making noises, I'm readjusting my mic. 1 second. Okay, there you go. If you're hearing noises, it should be done now. Okay, Saggy. So, the King of Pentacles, he's very tenacious. He has tremendous tenacity. He has an extremely high intellect, level of intelligence. You would be this King of Pentacles. You have come to this pivotal point, this very vital point of recognizing your needs versus the needs of everyone else. Because up to this point, you have done things, particularly in regards with love, that you were just going along with it to make someone else happy. You weren't meeting your needs. It's not what you wanted. You weren't pleased. But to just keep the peace, you were going along with that. Well, you've had a total change. You're now like, no, that doesn't work for me anymore. I'm taking care of me. My needs first. So you are at that point. You now know what and who you want to build a life with, because again, this is focused on love. So you now know that, they're saying the person that you were building a foundation with, building a life with, you've come to the realization they're not the one. You no longer desire to build something with him. You now want to build it with someone else, hence why you're calling in your soulmate. At the bottom, this says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So you're pulling them in. You're like, the one I've been with is not working. I want to bring in my prize. Let me hook them, pull them in. But they're saying you know who that is as well. Now this card, Patience, this card's also about, obviously the patience is prevalent, but it's also a really big message about releasing desperation. They're saying in the past, you were desperately trying to build this relationship, to make this happiness, this happy foundation with the wrong person. You thought that person was the only way to be happy, your only option. But in fact, since you thought that's it, they're the only one. There's nobody else for me. They're it. They're the one. You blocked yourself from seeing other options, other people as options who were actually, in fact, the one who would bring you the happiness and the happiness that you desire, the things that you desire. Oh, they're also saying bring your desires to fruition, the things that your hopes, your dreams, your desires, bring those to fruition. But the good news is you're no longer blocked. You're no longer holding on to this person who in the past you did think that they were the one. You thought they were the soulmate. You thought that this is it. Hook, line, and sinker, I am there. You've now realized, and you were blocking out other options, but you've now realized, okay, they're not it. I'm ready to bring in the one. And they're saying congratulations on that. It's taken you some time to get to that point. It's required a lot of growth on your part. And you deserve... Okay, so I'm mixing those all up. They said, don't worry, they'll tell me how to straighten them out as I go. All right. You deserve a big pat on the back, Saggies. Go ahead and pat yourselves on the back. You did good. You did good. All right. Wow, this is interesting. Typically it's Scorpios that give me a difficult time in readings. But no, this month, Saggies, you are just testing my skills this month. But luckily I hear the angels real clear, so they're going to get us through it. Because these 3 cards are beautiful. This does not match with any of this. This is beautiful. That is not so pretty. Why is that there? You have the Hanged Man. You have Door to Value, Blessed, and then bam, out pops Deception with rearing its big ugly head. And at the bottom it says someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So Hanged Man, you're there. You're patiently waiting to fully open up to this new future. You're ready to start this new future. You are being patient. Now, these cards, this is about, how do you see this connection with this person and or this relationship? They're saying for you, it is a connection. You are not in a relationship with them at this point. It is a divine connection that you have with someone. They're showing me a match. Okay, so for some of you, this is your twin flame, which is the ultimate connection with someone. But you have this divine connection. You've identified now that person, they're your soulmate. You've identified, okay, they're the one I want. I'm in. I'm all in. Trying to pull them in. Now you are at this point that you've been patiently waiting. You are also ready to fully open your heart, open yourself up to this person. You know that they are the key to your happiness, because you see these doors opening up, and this, I don't know if you can see it, we're losing daylight. The doors are open, you have this bright white light bursting in, all this money flying everywhere, you've got flowers, you've got sunshine, you got happiness. They're saying happiness, the doorway to your happiness. But you now have come to the realization that you know this person, they are your key. They keep saying key. They're your key to your happiness. They are the ones that are going to unlock this door for you. And you know that. And you have come to this realization, and you are so thankful for this blessing, for this gift from God. You now know that this connection is a gift from God. You did not see them as a gift in the past, they're saying. So for some of you, that's what the deception was. You deceived them, you hurt them because you didn't think they were the one. You know, they were saying that you chose someone else. Let's get some clarifiers on your deception card. Yeah, you committed yourself to someone else. Okay. So you've got sun, dog, and snake. This little reptilian slimy creature. Some of you could lasso yourself to a reptilian. But the sun, this is a beautiful card. This is like warmth. It's happiness. It's someone, you know, that can bring you joy. They can help with your journey. Then you have the dog. The dog is all about loyalty, faith, faithful companion, a friend. But then you have the snake, and the snake is, ugly card. Complications, jealousy, strife. Okay. What they're saying is, because again, these are the cards about how you see the relationship. The connection there. They're correcting me. The connection. It's not a relationship yet. You see the connection as a gift, as a blessing. You are ready to move forward with this person. You know this person is the key. The problem is you deceived them in the past. They came in. They were your sunshine. They were the opportunity. They were going to bring you happiness. They were the key to helping you find your way to happiness. They brought this loyalty. But you deceived them. You chose someone else. You know, a snake bite. You bit them. You hurt them. And that's really on your mind. You see, it's so funny. I'd never noticed this on this card until yesterday when I was recording. This little cherub is like digging in her hair. You know, monkeys will dig at each other. They pick at each other. They'll pick off fleas and ticks and little critters. So this has just been gnawing at you. It's like constantly this gnawing thought in your mind, like, oh my gosh, I get it. They're the one, and I screwed up real bad. Because for some of you, these cards is what they're saying. They're saying that this is actually the deception that you did. For some of you, you chose to go be with someone who you did think that they were your happiness, but it was someone that you had a long-time relationship with. They were a long-time companion. For some of you, they were a long-time sexual companion. Maybe they were your secret, your dirty secret on the side. You didn't want people to know that, hey, you know, this is my friend with benefits, and you chose that person. That's what you did not share with them. Maybe for some of you, maybe you made that person, you made the gift think, oh, they're nothing. They're just friends. They're just like my pal. They're like my BFF, my sister, my brother. There's nothing going on there. You were lying through your teeth, and you regret that now. They're saying, but you're going to make it right. Saying, don't beat yourselves up, Sagittarius. You're going to make it right. They're saying they're going to help you make it right, because this is a destined, fated relationship. Connection. That will be a relationship for you in the future. Very near future for most of you. Okay. Now, as far as the outcome that you desire with this person in February, you have the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the Magician in the Mirror, here and now, and you have Soulmate. And at the bottom of Soulmate, it says, yes, this is your soulmate. Now, They're saying, no, there's no twin flame card. But again, you're twin flames for a big chunk of you. No, not a big chunk of you. Okay. A fair percentage of you. We'll say 40%. They're saying 40%. He's got flame in his hand. But they don't have a twin flame card. That's as close as you're going to get. But yes, they are the one. They are your other half. And if they're not your twin flame, they're your twin soul. They are your soulmate. They are your meant to be. They are your destiny. They are your fated partner. And partner in crime. They're saying because some of you are mischievous, and they are too. And you'll get to find that out when you get to know them a little better. So this Queen of Cups. This card, of course, is about intuition and empathy, inspiration, all these lovely little things. But this is also the most feminine, sensual queen in this deck. And then you have this King of Swords. This is about, the power of reasoning. And we can reasonably, we can reason things when we're able to come into balance. So if we can acknowledge our qualities, we can see the gifts, the talents, the things that we have in order to sell ourselves to someone. But then we can also balance that out because we don't always want to think that, oh my gosh, we're so amazing, but also be able to look at our limitations so we can accept those things. Okay. So what they're saying is, see how he's like staring straight ahead and he has a sword toward her and she's just sitting there. She's also looking straight ahead. But the sword is toward her. There is truth in February that you desire to share with her. She is your soul's calling. She could be a water sign. This is a Queen of Cups, so she could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But she's sitting there. She has with you in the past shared more information with you than you shared with her because as you can see, the only thing that's really covering her in the front other than that scarf that's draped around her bottom is her long blonde hair. So she has... that's what they were talking about. Okay, so she has bared herself. So one of the other things that they're throwing in now. You want to bare yourself. You want to share the truth. You want to share that with her. You are the divine masculine, they're saying. Now do keep in mind, when it comes to any divine relationship, doesn't matter what title you slap on it, there's always divine, well, with twins, there's always a divine masculine, there's always a divine feminine. So, because twins are one, there's always one half, the other half. You got divine feminine, you got divine masculine. This is divine masculine. You, in February, you want to share your truth. The sword represents the truth, and it is in her direction. In February, you want to share the truth with her. You want to lay it all out. You see, all he has draped on him is this, cape, because he's feeling like Superman. I'm going to come in, I'm going to share some truth, and I'm going to create some awesomeness. You're ready to do that. You have been stuck between a rock and a hard place. You really did have to have your back put up against a wall to finally make you take some action, Saggies, they're saying, which is surprising because typically you are quick to act. Sometimes you are so quick to act that afterwards you're like, why the heck did I do that? But you are finally at this point that you are ready to take action. You are ready to share the truth. Because your soul, and they just clinked on my windows. There's your confirmation. Your soul is calling you to her. She is calling your soul. You know that she is the one. You want to fix these things. You want to bring it back into balance. You feel this divine connection. If you look here, this infinity symbol above his head, and he is balancing the fire and the water. You are a fire sign. For some of you, she is in fact a water sign. You're balancing your two energies. You perfectly complement each other. You are a divine pair. You are the powerhouse. You're ready to fix that. You want to fix that in February. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So let's get this. I never noticed that. So when you look at this card here now, I'm going to pop up real quick so I can make sure you're seeing it. Oh man, there goes the mic. Hold on a second, Saggies. At least it's still on my shirt. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's try this. So this card, the here and now. She's sitting on top of this egg. And you see that there's these little hearts. Now underneath her, there's this past, and then there's the future. And there's this flag that says you are here. So you have come to this point. Egg, you are ready to give birth to a new beginning with this person who is in fact your soulmate. They're your other half. They're you're meant to be. And you want to walk through this doorway of happiness with them. In February, what you are wanting to do, what you desire with them in February, is you desire sharing the truth with them. Not just the truth about what happened in the past, but the truth about how you feel, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your desires. Come on, Lexi. Oh, goodness. There you go, baby girl. Okay. Sorry, both Yorkies want to join us. They always want to be part of your reading, Saggies. They just want to help. Okay. But you want to clear the past with her. You want to make things right. You want to bring things into balance with her. You want to fix things with her. You are prepared to do that. You want to do that. And that is what you are putting they're saying you're putting a plan in place on how you're going to do that. But to not be fearful. Some of you are fearful. You're worried about how that's going to turn out. And you want to do that with her this month because you want to walk through this doorway of happiness with her into the future. You know how when a couple gets married and the groom will carry his bride across the threshold, signifying their future, their new beginning, their home, their new foundation together. In February, you want to embark on this new beginning with her. You are ready for it. It has taken a lot of work for you to get to this point where you are sitting on top of that egg. You are waiting for it to hatch. You're almost there, Saggies. And they are saying the truth shall set you free. This conversation is what's going to immediately do some healing in your relationship. It's not going to be as, why is that? Okay. It's not going to be as difficult as you think. Okay, since I just bumped into the camera, let me make sure you can still see all this. Now, this is from their perspective, on their side of the house. What is going on with them in love? Apparently not much, which is good because some of you are worried that they've moved on. I guess it's been a long time. You haven't spoken with them in some of you, it's years since you've spoken, they're saying. But you have the wheel, blossoming abundance. You have romantic feelings. Now, this is reversed. I'm going to hold it up right so you can see the graphics. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So they are just not focused on love at all. They are closing a cycle, a really big cycle in their life. You see how she's sitting here next to this wheel and she's trying to block the sun from her eyes. It's like she's taking a break, like, whoa, oh my gosh, whew, finally made it. Whew, here I am. Whew, I'm gonna take a breather after all that. But she's closing this cycle. It's a huge cycle. She's closing that. For most, she has closed it, and she's beginning this new cycle, this new chapter in her life. For most of them, it is something that is pertaining to work, career. They're not at all focused on love. Because this chapter that they've been closing, and for most, they have just recently closed it. It has just taken so much of them, so much of their time, their focus, their effort, that they haven't had time for love. They haven't even had the energy to focus on that. They've been so overwhelmed. There have been some health factors involved with it as well. Because they're pointing out the green. They're giving me a first aid symbol too. Okay. But this new venture that they're heading into, this new career, this new venture, it is extremely abundant for them. Not just financially, which it is extremely financially abundant for them, but it is also spiritually, and it's what they're saying what's more important to them is it's spiritually abundant for them. It is something that feeds their soul. It makes their heart sing. It brings them joy. It brings them fulfillment. You see, they've got all these birds and beautiful flowers and water. And it's pristine and it's filled with light and life and happiness. They felt lifeless in their last job, their last career. They felt as though it was a burden. They felt as though it was too heavy for them. There were some burdens and things that they had to carry that were very heavy with that chapter that they've closed. But they've been successful. They've been the victor. But they're not focused on love at all. I know some of you don't want to hear that, but that's where they're at. Which for some of you, actually, they're saying some of you actually do want to hear that. They're saying some of you were kind of fearful it's going to come up that they're dating someone else. And now that you have finally gotten to where you're at, they have moved on and they haven't. So You got a shot, Saggies. You got a real good shot. Now you're going to aim that arrow of yours. You are, after all, the archers. You're damn good at hitting your mark, so maybe you should get that arrow out. It's time for you. Now, this is, how do they see the connection with you? You have the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the contract. That is reversed. Oh, yeah, that's that card. So when I was shuffling, there was one of the cards that came, because all the decks you'll notice are all upright except for the Romance Angels cards. But that one, it literally flew up in the air, twirled, and fell down next to my foot, and it was reversed. So that's very clear. The angels wanted that card, and they wanted it reversed. That was the one. Okay. Then you have Observer, Children, and at the bottom it says, your love life is being affected by children. Now, you know, the knights, they rush in. They're very swift. Like he's totally swift. He's rushing, of course, into the past, the direction of the past. But this, knight, this card in this deck, it's all about, combining our thoughts with our actions, merging the two so that we can make a clear choice, a wise choice. In order to make a wise choice, we must be clear on what we desire, what we want. And then you got this card, this Eight of Wands. Like, there's all these wands. There's all these choices. There's so many new opportunities, experiences. Which ones do you want? You can't have them all. Which ones do you want? You got to make a choice. So, when the two of you were communicating, when you were dating, when you were talking, in the past, you made a hasty decision regarding who you wanted to be in a relationship with. You did have multiple options. They were one of the multiple options. They're saying you had lots of flowers to pollinate. And in their eyes, it broke their heart that you were pollinating so many flowers. You did not choose them. And they were disappointed by that. Some of them were they were heartbroken by that. Because you didn't choose them. You chose someone else. And they, like you, they're sitting on this egg, wanting a new beginning. It's the children. What's children about? Okay. So you have tree, bear, which is motherhood, matriarch, and a labyrinth. Okay. So they want to lay a firm foundation. They want to build a family tree. They want to have a family. They want to be a mother. You see in this labyrinth, you see this, there's this guy, and there's this woman standing in the gazebo, and then there's this woman, and then there's this woman, and then you've got these three birds. So for some of you, you were like juggling three women or trying to decide between three. So how they see the relationship. In the past, they observed what you were doing. They wanted to have a new beginning with you. They wanted to give birth to this new beginning with you. They desired it. That was their hopes and dreams. They were wishing upon a star. They wanted that. However, you didn't choose them. The way they see this connection, they desire a family. They want a family. They want children. But they aren't sure you want the same thing. Because the actions of yours that they have observed in the past, you were very indecisive. You weren't sure what woman you wanted. There's these multiple wands. So you had multiple women. So for them, it appeared that you were Playboy. You couldn't settle down. You couldn't make up your mind. You didn't know who you wanted. A woman doesn't want to be option B, C, D, or E. She doesn't want to be, I've gone through all my other options. Let's try this out. And she also does not want a Playboy. She wants someone who is mature, emotionally mature. She wants someone whom she can settle down with and start a family with. That's what she wants. She's not sure if that's you. Because she's like, home skillet, we are not on the same page. Again, this is how she views the connection. She doesn't think you're on the same page. She doesn't think that you want to settle down. She doesn't think that you want a family. She doesn't think you're serious. She thinks that you are a knight. And knights, they're not stable. They're not the kings. The kings are stable. The kings are the ones you want to build a foundation with. Build something for a lifetime with.